Good morning, this is Kathy from Kathy Cooks For You and welcome to my kitchen. You're probably wondering why I'm taping so early in the morning and why I had to put on makeup for you guys so early in the morning. But the reason is simple. Today we are using my crock pot. So we are going to get out that ham bone that we talked about Christmas Day. I told you about to save your ham bone, remember? Here is my ham bone. Now, I have not opened it since I wrapped it up, so I really don't remember what all this entails. But it looks pretty big, like I probably have a lot of ham on this bad boy. So we will see. Okay, we have plenty of ham on here. Probably a little too much for soup, so I may shave some off and then make something else with it later this week. And we're just all going to be really bloated by all the salt in our diet for the week, but can't throw it away. First things first, this is going in my crock pot. And it takes up a lot of room. I cut my onion and I cut 4 carrots. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough carrots, but it's all the big carrots I have. If I want to add more, I have some shredded carrots here that I may put in later. So we'll decide on that. And then I have celery, 2 to 3 stalks of celery. Now when you're doing celery, you know, the leaves you don't have to get rid of. We will be adding parsley, but I'm going to put that in a little bit later, not right at first. And there's no real reason why, except I don't have any, and I have to go to the grocery store and get it. So, all right, onion, carrot, celery, we're good to go. So we're gonna throw this in. I love making soup. It is so easy. It's so good on your budget. And everybody likes a good bowl of soup. So, ham and bean soup. There are many choices for beans, but my favorite is the large or extra large lima bean. And I buy them dried, so they look white and they're really tasty. Some of them will break down and that makes it really thick and delicious. So I have a pound of lima beans here. Now sometimes I eyeball and I pour too many beans in my soup and then they just explode with moisture and then I have to take some beans out. So I'm thinking this should be good, but I actually have 2 pounds. And so what I'm going to do with them, just in case I'm going to need them in the soup later after I take the bone out, I might want to put more in. And right now they're not going to fit. So I'm going to cook them on the side in this pot with a bunch of salt and pepper. And that way they'll be flavored. And I'm just going to cook them on the side. And that way if I need them later to put in my soup, because once I take this bone out, it's going to be like there's nothing there. So then I can put these back in. Right now I'm kind of making ham stock and cooking my beans at the same time. So then I will add these in if necessary, or I might choose not to. If I choose not to, then I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc and freeze them. So I'm going to put my dry beans in. And your crock pot might not be this size, so you've got to adjust this recipe for what size crock pot you have. All right. And then my last ingredient is my potatoes. So do you know why potatoes brown so quickly? Does anyone know that? Yeah, you. What do you think? Nope, you're wrong. Okay, why potatoes brown so quickly and you have to keep them in water when you're not using them or you got to fry them up right away is because they oxidize. And oxidize means that what it means is that it's starting to go bad already. So what that tells you is that a potato is not full of antioxidants. It oxidizes quickly. It rots quickly, like a banana, an avocado. So they are not high in antioxidant properties, but we're going to use it anyway. I have decided I am going to add a few more carrots. Now other things you can add to this, I don't have in my fridge right now, but you could throw handfuls of spinach in this, kale, I probably wouldn't go arugula, but spinach, kale, or you could just put spinach in your bowl, then pour the soup over it, and then the spinach will wilt nicely. I would chop the spinach first though, just because it makes it a little more palatable. I've got a ham bone in here, so I'm making my own ham stock. What I'm going to add is 8 cups of water. I'm hoping it takes 8 cups of water. Yes, it took 8 cups of water. Now I'm going to add salt, just a teaspoon, because I do have ham in this bone, and pepper. So I'm not going to add anything else to this right now. I'm going to let it cook for 4 or 5 hours, then I'm going to come back and taste it. If I feel like the bone is not real flavorful, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you get a great bone with awesome flavor. Then I will decide what I'm going to add. I can't add like broth, but what I can add is what's called a soup base. And you can get those at your regular grocery store next to the stock. Just plugged in my soup and I'm feeling a little guilty that I badmouthed the white potato. I love white potatoes, so I have to stick up for them now. So the reason why it was oxidizing is because I peeled it. If you don't peel your potato, it lasts a very long time because all the antioxidant properties are in the skin. That's why you've heard for so many years the skin has all the benefits. It also has some others, but I will just tell you that's why a potato can stay in your fridge or down below your cupboards, wherever in the dark for so long, because it has the skin on it. But once you take that skin off, boom, you're just left with the white and it just oxidizes away. Everything's starting to come together. I'm going to turn it up on high. I added 2 tablespoons of dry parsley to this. I decided not to go to the grocery store. Alright, it's been about 4 hours, 5 hours. I tasted it. We've got some good ham flavor going on. So now I'm going to take the ham bone out and I'm going to put it in this dish to cool off. And then I'll get the ham off the bone and then I'll put the ham back in and we'll toss the bone. So I have a very dear friend that does not like bones at all. She likes eating meat, but she does not like bones. So Miss K, shut your eyes here. It's kind of scary. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, I did it. Phew. So I do need to add a little more stock in this. Now I'm going to use the base I was talking about. I'm using a veggie base just because I already have the ham flavor in there, so I don't want to mix it in with chicken. I just want some good vegetable flavor. This is kind of what it looks like. And it's just concentrated stock. And it adds so much flavor. A lot smaller jar, so a lot less waste, which means you're not paying for silly containers. And I'm probably going to add some of those beans I was telling you about earlier that I cooked on the stove. They're right over there in the blue pot. There's way too many of them, but I ended up only putting 3/4 of a pound of beans in here because the ham bone and ham was took up so much of the room. So I'm probably going to put a 1/2 pound in. So what I'll have ended up with was using 1 1/4 pounds of the dried beans. You could just use 1 pound though, that way you don't have to buy 2 packages. My package was just a 2-pound package. And then I'm going to freeze the rest of the lima beans and I'll put them in something else. I could put them in a vegetable soup. I could just put them on the stove with some butter and garlic and have it as a side. Lima beans are very high in protein, very, very high in protein. So they're a great source of protein for you vegetarians out there. I took all the ham off the bone, and it's about 2 cups. It's not a ton of ham, and you don't need a ton of ham in soup. That's another great thing about serving a lot of soups is it doesn't require a ton of meat. And when you're feeding kids, teenage kids, just big eaters in general, rather than fill up on the beans and the potatoes and the carrots and have some meat. Looks beautiful. dish this up and try it. It's nice looking. My husband makes fun of me for the adjectives I use to describe food, which is kind of what you describe someone you're attracted to. Absolutely gorgeous, but I'm telling you, to me, food is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Oh, that base really helped out. Gave it a little more salty, depth flavor. Very good.